So guess what I did?
What?
I found my dress for Shadows.
I have one rule for you. No goddamn trains.
Did I buy the
It
same?
almost killed me, Red. It almost killed me.
I bought the same dress from Sinners, but in purple.
Jesus Christ.
It's not my fault.
Well, I'm gonna die.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Dark Collective podcast. I am your host, Miss Red, and this dual ponytailed, gorgeous human of a being, Allison, is here.
Hey.
Your hair does look really cute. I'm like obsessed with it.
Thank you. It's covering up how dirty it is right now.
Oh, don't worry. I'll wash it for you. I'll do that for
Thank you.
So you guys, we always like to do like a funny little thing to start our episode out. And this one was actually really funny because even though we're here to talk about Shadows and Seduction, I just want to give a little bit of pretext to what that was about.
Oh my God.
So at the ball this year for Sinners, I wore this like Jessica Rabbit red stunning dress from Fashion Nova. It was only $40, but it had a train. And so throughout the night, Allison was like holding my phone for me. She was like being the bestie of besties, like totally being a trooper. But there was no lining in the bottom of the dress. So Allison would be behind me and then I would just stop. And Allison would just like run into me. And like, you know, she's talking to people, I'm talking to people. And then I would just like, you know, like how kids just run away. I would just start walking and she'd be on my train and I would just be like, whoosh. Just...
Or you would slow down because you're like walking fast, and then you would slow down as I was talking to someone, and I would step on your train, and we're both moving, but the bottom of my shoe would slide, and so I almost ended up with my feet in the frickin' air. I almost died probably 30 times.
But it fit me so good, and it was so cheap that I had to buy it in purple. I had to.
You looked so amazing, but it was dangerous.
You know, we live our best lives.
Yeah.
So, you guys, we are only filming this probably about 3 weeks before this episode comes out, 4 weeks. So, yeah. I am talking about something on here that will already be announced on our socials, but we have officially announced that our theme for the ball this year at Shadows and Seduction New Orleans is Cabaret of Shadows. So,
jazz hands.
Yeah, we're jazz handsing all over. So it's just really cool. Like, we are such huge fans of the culture in New Orleans. And I know that, you know, technically burlesque is from everywhere. You know what I mean? But what I loved about this, it's like a mix of Moulin Rouge, but also Chicago. Like, it's a little bit of burlesque and feathers and sequins and sparkles.
And it also has the underlying theme of jazz.
Yeah.
And jazz is synonymous with New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like the cradle of civilization for jazz.
No, yeah.
So
and
this is going to be phenomenal.
And back to the dress, I bought a dress that's sequins and gorgeous, but that's it. So now I got to find the feathers. I got to find the Moulin Rouge of it all to make it like tie in.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God, do I do a bedazzled horn and just carry it around?
Oh my God. Like the blue French horn in How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
But do it Mardi Gras colors.
Oh my God. That would be fantastic.
Let's go. I got some spray cans. Let's go.
Let's make it happen. Well, you guys, we're going to keep this intro short, but we are so excited. We have the ever so amazing
Angel Lawson.
Oh, this woman is insane. The stuff that she has done, the amount of books she's written.
The series where she's writing the 11 books in the series.
My Lord. My
Girl.
Lord. So we are very excited for you guys to hear about. She has been to every single one of our events, and she's also coming to Shadows, which we are so excited for. And you guys, it's a little bit of a long one, but I promise you it's worth it. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Good.
All right, you guys. So please enjoy Angel Lawson. All right, you guys. So please welcome the magnanimous Miss Angel Lawson is here.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hi.
So obviously you came to Sinners to see us, but you have been incredibly busy this year, which, dang woman, we are heavily impressed. Heavily impressed. How has it been traveling for you?
I am like a disaster traveler. I get very anxious at the airport, and I live in Atlanta, So I don't know if you've ever traveled to the Atlanta airport, but it is
Oh,
like the fifth circle of hell.
Yeah,
So
I've
yeah,
been there.
yeah. So not only have to get through the airport, but you have to get to the airport, which is also not an easy thing to do. So once I'm in the airport, I'm solid. But all the other pieces. But I'm leaving Thursday for Vegas,
oh yeah.
and I'm already like trying not to completely stress out.
Well, first of all, so tell us, how do we find you on socials?
You can find me on, I have a Facebook group that's very active called The Monarchs.
Ooh.
They are very engaged and everybody has a lot of fun. It's very chill. We all try to have just a very positive attitude.
Love that.
And people seem to like that. I'm here for it. And then on Instagram, I'm under Lawson Writes. And on TikTok, I am under Angel Lawson Author. Why would I have them be the same name on each
Because
thing?
that'd be the easiest thing to do, but we just don't do it
Yes.
for ourselves.
Makes no
Just
sense.
simplify it.
Why would we do that? So
We
I'm
like
just
things
sort of all
complicated
over.
here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Allison, why don't you start out with question number 1?
Absolutely. Angel, what genres do you write?
So, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. So if you look in the backlist, there's a lot of things. But in the last 5 years, I've really narrowed down into a niche. So basically, I write 2 genres, and I write dark romance, like very dark romance, usually reverse harem. And then as my palate cleanser between those books, I write contemporary hockey romance. That
Okay,
are
so I
very
didn't know this.
light.
So I knew the dark romance, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Janet told me literally, I think this was like 3 days ago, because she knew that I was interviewing you. And she goes, "Oh my God, I just finished her standalone. It's one of your hockey books." And
Yeah.
she was like, "It was so good. I finished it in like 2 days." And I didn't realize it was contemporary. Like
It's contemporary, and it's got like some light. Everything's always gonna have a little light angst in it,
Yeah.
but I just got to this place where in between the Forsyth books, I was like, I had time. Like there was just time in the schedule, and this is like question number 2. Like I usually write every day, so I'm like, I gotta do something, but I don't want to go back down the dark rabbit hole needs to be fresh, and so I read a lot of lighter stuff, because when things get really hectic in my life, I just go back to like the formulatic easy place.
Yeah.
So a lot of these hockey books that are really big now, that got real big, like Elle Kennedy, I read those like a long time ago, and I was so excited when they came back or got bigger. But I started writing the first hockey one in 2023, and I just finished the 4th one, which is kind of the last one in this little section of the series, and so yeah. So that's it. I just have to.
No, but it's cool though, because we've talked about it on the podcast where, dark romance is not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine.
Right.
I started in like my gateway drug books were definitely just like very popular fantasy, like very light smut, like nothing crazy. And then, Sinners came about, and I started really diving into the dark romance. And, I've read some books that like the books were amazing, like they were so good, but I was like, I need a palate cleanser because that my soul hurts a little bit. And like, so I don't know how many episodes I have recorded, but I've never heard an author reference that I write palate cleansers. Like, I just think that concept is so cool.
I have to get in. I have to sort of like, it's just these relationships are so complicated, and they're reverse harem, and so my hockey books are just male female. They're not even. And I've been writing reverse harem since like the inception of it in 2017. I was real in early, and it's my favorite thing to write. But and I really started writing it because I just wanted. I really just needed this palate cleanser. I had this crazy idea, y'all. My daughter was like a senior in high school, and she was going away to camp, and she's a little socially awkward, and we always would make fun of her because her Instagram is like 2 pictures, and it's like her and her best friend, which she does like boys. And so I was like, I think you might need to like create a fake boyfriend while you're working at camp. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was totally joking, but it kind of just like spiraled out. And I started thinking about it. I started thinking about hockey romance and fate. And it just kind of got weirdly in my, I think it was just like fate. It was just like me. I think I was just like, but y'all today, I have to tell y'all this. I do this all the time. She is going to this concert with a friend who is a boy. He has a girlfriend, but is out of town. And I didn't want them driving back. And I was like, I will get you a hotel room. And she's like, that would be great. And her sister was like, you have to tell his girlfriend. And she's like, we did. Like, it's fine. She's not like this person. Like, they're just friends. They just want to go see 21 Pilots. That's it. And,
but it's like a book.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, y'all. It's very challenging. And so she texts me and her sister, and she goes, please get 2 bedrooms. But first of all, she sent me the link to the grossest hotel. And I'm like, absolutely not. You're not staying in this gross hotel in South Alabama, y'all. I was like, no. So I go on and I get it. And I do 2 beds. And I literally text Anna, and she's like, will you please get 2 beds? That'll be preferred. And I text back, and I was like, I'm not pushing you into a 1-bedroom. But yeah, I just feel like this is my life, and I have to like write it down sometimes.
No, but I mean, you literally, I thought you were, I mean, if anyone didn't know that this was an interview about your life, they'd be like, oh, are you talking about your next book?
I know.
Right.
I put a lot of stuff in all the books about my college age children. One of them is in a sorority, and it wasn't like a crazy, it really was kind of like the nerdy sorority. Like she ended up getting out of it. But I hear the stories, and I am literally like taking notes. Like, and then it's like have to like, really don't have to go that deep. Mm-hmm. It's there. It's all there. These kids are terrible. It's also like when people look at a book like Forsyth, which is like this, you know, this college town. It's like half organized crime, half fraternity. And you're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then you're like, have you heard of Alec Murdaugh and the Murdaugh murders? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Alec Murdaugh in South Carolina. This is literally a man running a town, murdering his family, and like embezzling all the money, and like killing the maid, and like throwing his own kid, killing his kid. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it. It is like it is a soap opera in real life. You don't actually have to look that far to find all these topics. Is all I'm having to say.
No, but you kind of went right into the next question, which I love it when that happens, because it's perfectly said. You pull so much from your own personal life and your kids and stuff. But why I always love asking this question, because literally every author's been different, is what is your writing routine? Are you a plot writer? Are you a scene writer? Do you write based on vibes and moods? You know, how do you structure when you sit down in front of computer, typewriter, pen and paper? What does your routine look like?
So if I'm writing like a book, I'm generally writing almost every day. I just have kind of taught myself that routine over the years. I do take a little bit longer breaks. Like I'm getting ready to release a book, and I actually haven't started writing the next book yet. I used to like finish a book and start the next book like the next day. I will take now like a week, but I am also starting to get a little antsy. But so on that level, I just write pretty much every day for at least a couple hours. And then historically, I'm a pantser, but more and more I've started getting a little more organized. I don't do like a full outline. I can't really think that far ahead. Um, I usually outline maybe like 3 or 4 chapters
Okay.
and get an idea of where I want to go and make sure I'm getting all the pieces in there before I move on to the next section.
Okay.
So,
And like I said, everyone's different, you know, like I
yeah.
think it's funny. I even reference back to what me and Allison do for a living. How we both start our clients is different. It's the
Yeah.
smallest things, but how we like to start a service, we start our services so different. So when I hear about how authors do it, like I don't remember who I interviewed, but when we asked this question, she was just like, I don't even think of it as a routine. It's just chaos. And I was like,
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people like write all these scenes and then they plug them in. I would not be able to remember what I wrote, and I have to go like pretty linear.
Okay.
I can sometimes go back in and add something if I feel like it's missing, but I write pretty cleanly. Like there is no such thing as like a removed scene. If I
Okay.
write a scene, it's going in the book. I'm not wasting my words. Like, like no, I don't think I have ever. And I'm
That's
an
awesome.
I underwrite on the first draft, and then I add more to it. So a lot of people, I guess, they'll say, "Oh, I have like a whole thing. I have like a whole second book out of stuff I took out," and I'm like, I don't even understand how that could happen. That's confusing to me. So if I'm writing it, it's most likely I mean, I might delete it right away, but I'm not gonna write chapters and then be like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, I'll just make it work.
So you would say that you're not a fan of it being pulled out or pulling out?
I am not a fan of pulling out.
Made me drop my phone. I'm
It's
dead.
just waste. It's just waste.
Once it's
It's just
in,
being
it's
wasteful.
in.
It's just being wasteful.
Yeah. So with you writing like a palate cleanser in between books, do you find it more fun to write your series or writing standalones?
I think the series is just like always there. Um, and it's weird because like say I'm writing Forsyth and I finish a book, I'll go in and make a bunch of notes, like all the things that I want to make sure carry over, that questions that are lingering or things that because there's like mystery and stuff. So I'll like put in things that we need to be resolved. Um, and then sometimes I'll go in and I'll start writing a chapter or two because I'm still in it, but then I'll get tired. I'm like, okay, I think I'm tired and I'm gonna go work on the other thing. And then the hockey books are really not that hard for me to get into. First, it was just 2 people, so you're just dealing with 2 people. And I'm getting ready to start writing book 11 in the Forsyth U series, and so it's a lot of baggage. So a lot now. I think a lot of it is just like, am I ready to dig into this? Because it's so much.
Yeah.
It's just so many people and it's so many things, and the readers are paying attention and they will let me know if I miss something. One of my readers today messaged me and she said, I'm doing a reread of the last book and I had some notes. Do you want them?
Unrequested.
And she had pre-read like like it was like a
Arc
between
reader?
a beta reader and an arc reader, like a little bit in between, you know. And I just said, yeah, here's my email, and just email. I was like, email it to me. She was like, do you want it in this message? I was like, I do not, because I'm not looking at that right now. I will review these notes. But they're really paying attention. It's really important to them, and so that's great that they're helping me.
Yeah.
Because there might have been something that was missing, or she may have just been like, yeah, this is because it is a lot of consistency. It kind of takes a whole team to get it done at this point.
Stories to link together. I mean, writing book 11, geez.
Yeah,
that's
and
a lot of content.
it is connected. It's like a soap opera. It is connected enough that you have to keep a lot of stuff together.
When you're lining all of those storylines up, first of all, congratulations to you, because I know that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
That's why there's not a lot of series in the dark romance world that are like that, because it is such a feat to take on, and it's very hard, you know. No, but it kind of goes into our next question again. You're so good at this. So when it comes to different tropes, like, fun fact about me, I didn't learn what a trope was till not that long ago. I was like, this is cool. There's hot dudes. But if there was, right, if there was is there a trope that you find yourself going back to that you're like, I just like writing this one. This one is like my bread and butter, or maybe there's more.
So I finally realized I was listening to maybe like a podcast, and this topic kind of came up of like, what are you writing? Like, what story are you telling? And it could be all of us are telling a story. Like, what story are you telling? Like, you might be telling a story in your hair that you do. Like, you have a literally like a genre that you have put down. Like, if you got into color or into certain cuts, or like if you're a tattooist or whatever, like you have these things you enjoy. And I realized that what I was really, if I went back through my whole backlist, which is very extensive, there's sort of like a thread of redemption. I really like a really good redemption storyline. Okay. And dark romance is amazing because you can make them very terrible and do like a really great redemption storyline. So now if I watch something and there is a villain in it, odds are I'm going to be like, how do we fix this? Like, how do we fix him? But I realized that this 100% goes back to a childhood of watching too many soap operas and reading too many V.C. Andrews novels where bad stuff happens and it doesn't get fixed. And I think, like, as a younger person, I was like, where is the happy ending? How do we get there? And so I like all the crazy that happened. Like, I really love it. Like, I love the person being kidnapped, or they're tortured, or this thing happened on either like the hero or the heroine, like whoever it is. Like, I love all this terrible stuff to happen, but I really want resolution and I really want the happy ending. And I think that, you know, children of the 80s didn't get that. Yeah. We didn't have a happy ending. So I think that's my overarching trope that I like. Smaller ones, I love a good fake romance. I love a good contractual agreement, also fake romance. I like forced proximity. Yeah, those are my favorites.
I'm a fan of the forced close proximity, where there's just like that tension starts to build and build and build, and then it just kind of goes everywhere. Yeah. All right. So which character was the most challenging to write out of any of your characters, and why were they the most challenging?
So my answer to this that I wrote out ahead of time was they are all problem children at one point or the other. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's why we like asking questions that make them make authors or people we interview think. Yeah. Because sometimes it does stump you, you know? Like, how I like to kind of shift this question is, whatever you're writing right now or whatever you finished writing right now, was there ever a moment where you were sitting there writing out their plot lines and their experiences where you're just like, how do I bridge this? Like, is there a character that you
yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of how I like to shift it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I would say in this new Forsyth book, The Barrens, the girl in The Barrens is very traumatized and is like a multiple times survivor, and she's a little mentally unstable and is constantly being gaslit and in these environments. So she's, I'll just say this, she is an unreliable narrator, and I think this is a common theme in this whole series. And so readers sometimes will say, but this character in this book said this thing about this other group. And I'm like, and then when you get in the group, it's completely different. Like they run so imagine you are, just imagine that we're in a Greek system.
Okay.
And you're in the alpha so-and-sos, and you're like, those girls are all crackheads and skanks and blah 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 blah, and they're the worst thing ever. They're all like hoes and blah blah blah. And then you that's in the alphas group. Well, they're talking about the betas. So but then you get in the betas per POV, and maybe they're not. Maybe they're having Bible study every night, right? Like, you don't know what's really happening. So the readers will say, well, this group is like this because they said it. And I'm like, these people are all unreliable narrators. Like, they don't know what someone else is doing. Like the only people you can trust is for their truth is like in this world. You can't trust. So that's like, that makes it all complicated.
Yeah.
Is just because somebody says something about somebody, does that mean it's true? No. Not at all. And it comes up a lot because they're that invested that they'll say, so if you read this is not a spoiler. There's a group called the Princes, and they are they're breeding. And everybody thinks they're like pretty boys, and they are just obsessed with looking good and their reputation and impregnating their princess. And like, this is all they're into. And then you get into the Princess books and you find out that they are actually the most traumatized and are living in a hellscape. And from the outside, everything looks perfect because it has to look perfect for reasons that everybody finds out. But on the inside, everybody's just falling apart. So talking about like what's complicated to write. So it's just balancing these things. Like like we know that these characters are living in this nightmare, and everybody else is like, oh, but they said this about them. So when I started writing this new book, The Barons of Decay, the girl in it, her name is Arianette, the readers were very convinced she was going to be a certain way because of what other characters were saying about her. But then I had to write her as her, not what is seen from the outside. And so I kind of got a lot of heat from some readers where they were like, this isn't who she's supposed to be. This isn't her character. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about because I'm the only one that wrote her. So I don't know what you're talking about. So that's hard. It's challenging meeting readers' expectations of something that they have created in their mind that has never been put down on paper.
First of all, you're so well spoken, which is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
But also, secondly, hearing you say "ho" just made my entire day. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Does that need to be like eliminated?
No, not at all.
No,
we are explicit.
No.
I was waiting for you to say "fucking whores," and you were just like, "She was a hoe." Like, I loved it. No, it was so good. Like, because the thing is, one of the greatest things about talking to you is you're so explanatory on the whys you do things. And Allison and I are just sitting here just like, tell us everything. You know,
I think a lot about it. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to start this next one and I'm like just thinking about it.
No, that's good though. So like
yeah.
The next question, you know, it's because we get, this is the one that stumps a lot of authors. They're just like, what is that? Is when you are not writing, when you are not doing what everyone loves that you do, what do you do for free time?
So, real transparency. And this is if y'all want to cut this, you can cut this. my husband was sick with cancer for the last 4 years. I don't, and he passed away
I'm so
in May.
sorry.
Thank you. And I don't know what I do with myself anymore. So when I read your question, I'm like, this is my next question every day. Today, I cleaned out the garage and I blew off the back porch and thought, I can't believe I got left here cleaning off this fucking back porch. That is his job to do. So anyway, this is where my brain is right now. So it's like a whole other level.
And but you're taking a lighthearted moment. You know what I mean? That's a lighthearted moment in a horrible situation. You know what I mean? I love hearing about your kids. Why in the world am I cleaning
up all of these acorns? So, so I'm kind of working on that. I do like to exercise. I am actually moving, so I am cleaning and packing. That's the whole thing. But that's good. That's good. So I don't know. I've kind of gone to this weird place where I was very busy with other people. And now I have an enormous amount of free time that I don't exactly know what to do with myself. But I actually kind of anticipated this. And so this is why, like, next year I have totally overbooked myself with signings.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? I have a feeling I'm going to need to go do some stuff. So, yeah. Yeah.
And your readers will love that. And that's the thing is, I mean, we've talked about this recently. When Sinners started, you know, and now we have Shadows coming up, there was not, we were the first dark romance of pure event ever in the United States, you know, and now there's like 13, like I swear.
Well, when we signed up for the first Sinners, I was like, this sounds great. Boston's great, you know, and it was funny because my little core group of friends, none of them did it. And I came back and I was like, guys, this was an amazing event. I can't believe you didn't go. And I think they were like a little nervous just because it was new.
It was a first year event.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't want to, like, all of them write at least dark adjacent, you know, so I don't know. I think they just weren't sure. Weren't sure. And I was like, no, it was so good. It was so great. Like, we had a ton of readers there. We had really amazing sales. Like, everything was so well done. Like, it was really fun. Like, all the things. Y'all have heard all the great things. And so it was really funny because they do a lot of events, but I couldn't like get them to do that. And then I'll shout out Lucy Smoke.
She's our episode tomorrow.
Okay, well, she and I are friends, and she and I were, you know, we're both at the first one, and then we both did the second one. And in between there, one of the other events that we did, these friends were at that other event.
Okay.
And everybody did great, whatever. It was great. But it was funny because this time again at the, in Boston, we were like, this event is so great. And I think maybe they think they're not quite dark enough. I guess I would say that might be a little bit of it. But y'all, my hockey stuff sold great at this.
Because we have, I think the reason why, like Allison, we on our intro, we had talked about what our favorite moment from Sinners was. And her favorite moment was how many authors sold out, because
on the first day.
On the first day, and like
the first day,
we did a few polls in the Facebook to find out like how many readers went to Sinners that weren't solely dark romance readers, that were more contemporary or more fantasy, and you'd be surprised. Like a lot of people come to this event not really just for dark romance, but it's our type of event, how we lay out our event, what we do at the ball, you know, like there's so many different aspects there, but like people are there to spend money, like not a
they are, and
like, it is insane.
Y'all also have a lot of activities. There's not a ton of downtime, which I think is really good for the book community because we're awkward and we don't always know what to do with ourselves. And so if you can have something to go do, a panel, or get a tattoo, or go to the ball, or go to, what's that? Oh,
the quiet room
is a great idea. There's just kind of like you just don't feel lonely. And I love it that it's in Boston because, like I said, I like to get outside. I have to get outside at events like this because I get a little crazy. I love that the park is right there. I just walk that park. And I like to go down the fancy shopping street and look at all that. Y'all don't get to leave probably.
No.
I like to go do.
What's outside?
I like to go do all that.
What is outside?
They have grass.
There's grass we can touch. What?
There's the grass. There's the swan boat.
No, we go from the hotel to the Uber to the restaurant to the Uber to the hotel, and then usually we'll DoorDash during the week of the event because we are just running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I have to go outside, or I get a little squirrely. No, so I'm like, I need a little sunshine on my face.
So I wanted to know, because I actually just finished your series, out of the men of Serenity, who would you take home to meet the family?
So one of them, they are all just effed in the head, but if I had to pick one, I would probably pick Silas because he has basically been groomed to behave himself
and to be charming
in a different way. And that is literally what I said. I said he is the adaptable and charming. Yes. Which is very unfortunate for him because he has been groomed to be this person. But at least he would know how to behave himself and not, I don't know. He might try to lure you into his cult though. You might just end up with your whole family in your cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you've been doing this since 2012 and that's first of all, congratulations. That is huge, especially with the amount of books that you have written.
That's too many.
We like to switch this question up to two different ways. So you saw one way, and so I'm gonna throw a little screw in the mix here.
Okay.
What advice would you give yourself if you could before you started being an author?
So definitely figure out what a trope is.
Thank you. That's me.
Not understanding tropes, the difference between a trope and a cliche. Oh, okay. And this is a common sort of conversation. And I think I got the wrong lesson. That was you never want that. Tropes are cliches and you want to stay away from them. But then sometimes you would hit the trope maybe by accident and that book would do better and it'd be like, why did that do better? That's why, because it has a trope, because readers like them. It's a clear path, it's a clear marketing direction. And the other thing is I would do, which is a little screwy because I do still write in two different genres, but I would not jump around genres so much. That one will get you. And I feel like I just sort of, at this point in my career, have the luxury of being able to do that and kind of being able to maintain both things. But if I had to pick a lane, I would go back to the dark romance.
Okay. That's awesome.
So what is next for you? What can we expect from you coming up?
So my last in the series, currently, hockey book is coming out next Friday. So I'm kind of trying to stay focused on that. And just so y'all know, this is my, for better or for worse, I have a whole author note in the beginning. It's my ode to Taylor and Travis.
Oh my God, you're a Swiftie.
I'm not really. I always write athletes. I I like an athlete for like discipline and team, and like there's just a lot of stuff with athletes that I find very appealing. So when this whole thing with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce came out, I was like, I cannot handle this. It was just sort of like this weird, like, ray of sunshine I just needed in my life. I was really not invested. I don't know anything about her and her exes. I see these things come by and I'm like, I don't understand what we're yelling about. Like, I don't know what this is about. So I do listen to some of the music. The Torture Poets department is literally like the most rageful Women of Forsyth album that has ever existed, because she is literally like, I am going to revenge and murder you all, and how dare you step on my golden crown. And it's perfect. But I already had this fourth guy, and I already kind of was like, what is this trope gonna be? You know, I was like already kind of in it. And then I was like, you know, I'm gonna tell you a secret about me, and this is a lot of ego, but I usually write stuff because I want to do it the way I want it done.
Yeah.
So there might be people out there that were like, I'm gonna write a copycat story of this relationship. And I'm like, these are all wrong. This is not how I'm gonna do it at all. So that's what sort of also motivates me, is I'm like, that's how I got into dark romance. I was like, I don't really understand these. I'm just gonna write my own. And then in the ones we write, they're terrible people that don't ever really deserve much. They all deserve to go to jail.
Perfect.
But they live in a world where they can get away with it. So I don't know. So yeah, it's a little more lighthearted, but I will just say, with everything that I've been going through the last couple months and all of that, I just needed like a big palate cleanser. Like a really big.
And you're going to get those Gen Zers with the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce references.
Well, it's crazy, you know, because I had already written most of it, like when they got engaged, and definitely when the album was out, you know, I had already finished it. And, but when they got engaged, I was like, this is just feeding my soul. Like, they were so like, but it's not like the romance. It's like I watched when she goes on his podcast, he's like, you know, watching her after show recovery is exactly like a football recovery, like the ice baths and the PT, and I'm like, this is just gold. It's gold. So I don't really care about the relationship. I'm just looking.
It's everything around the relationship.
Yes. I'm like, thank you for a peek behind the curtain that y'all both have to do this recovery after your hard athletic.
That's amazing. Ugh.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You're going to make a lot of people happy with that freaking...
So many people
happy. I don't know.
So many people happy.
I did do like a disclaimer at the front that I was really trying not to be like parasocial and weird.
That's okay. We accept. Give us all the weird. Like, we want all the weird. You are doing all of these events. You're writing all these books. You're doing all these things. You have kids in college. Like, all these things. We love you so much. Like, you know, you've been there since the beginning. And so with you coming to New Orleans, what are you most looking forward to?
So, that I can drive, which means I can bring more stuff.
Yay.
I like to be able to bring my stuff. That way I can just shove boxes of books in the car and like have everything that I don't have to overthink. You know, if I'm shipping I mean, I'll ship stuff too. But I have not been to New Orleans in a really long time. Like, probably, like, I'm not going to say how long because they'll say how old I am. But I haven't been in a really long time. And so I'm kind of excited to go back and just embrace it all. And I have it written down, so I'm checking because I'll forget. But I am going to be participating in 2 collaborations with vendors at the event.
Oh, that's
and
so
I
cool.
cannot say exactly what's going on. I can say that I am definitely going to be having something Forsyth related.
Ooh.
And that is in process. We just haven't done, we've announced that there is a collaboration, but we have not shown any of it yet. So I can't say anything until it's time. And then there is another one, another vendor that I'm going to be collaborating with as well. And I'm very excited about that. I cannot say anything about that one at all.
Okay.
Ooh.
That ink is not dry yet, but it's going to be awesome too. I'm very excited. So that, I love that. I did this at Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I was there with 2 like book boxes, and one was the Serendy on a bus, and one was actually a hockey, 2 books in the 2 out of the 4 hockey, and they're going to do the other 2. The Serendy books like sold out. That was great. And it was just really nice to have like something else. Like I have my own, but it's just really nice to be, I love seeing other artistic representations of what other people come up with, because we get little, we kind of get in our own head of like, oh, it has to look like this. And it's, because we develop our branding or however we want to do it. But it's always, for me, it's fun to see what other artists and designers come up with. I think that's fun.
Miss Angel Lawson, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
We love you. Like, I'm so excited we got to actually have a conversation where I'm not just being like, are you good? Are you good?
I know.
Do you need anything?
Well, and I'm here for a minute, then I'm going to bed. So,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm like that old lady.
Exactly. So, on behalf of myself, thank you so much for being here. You are so kind. I'm so excited for all the things that you have coming, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, and we're so excited to see you in New Orleans.
Yes, it's going to be great.
All right, you guys. Well, again, thank you, Miss Angel Lawson. Follow her on all socials, and make sure you guys stop by and see her at Shadows Seduction, March 13th through the 15th. And make sure you guys follow the Dark Collective podcast on Instagram. We have episodes every other Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.